What's up, everybody? This is Ripples in Wales, back for another video. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing. Happy Friday to you all, whatever you are, whatever you're doing. Okay, cool. I've got a big running event that I'm partaking with today, marshalling. So I'm pretty excited about that. It comes around once every year. It's a 140-mile running event that my friends generally do. It's a bit long for me, but I certainly go and chip in and marshal them on the course. So preparing for that this morning, so I thought I'd make an early video for you all and welcome you all to the level playing field. Finally, we are actually here. I think we're in a high degree of probability. I can say, hand on heart, that I think we're finally here. And what is the level playing field? Well, it is September, my friends. It is the first, just check my watch there for a minute. It is the 1st of September, all around the world. And it starts the beginning of what the insiders were trying to portray to us a while ago. Now, again, it's not financial advice. I'm not certain about things, and it doesn't show a pretty picture either. I might add there. There's a lot of interesting dynamics at play here with this level playing field. It isn't a straight ride, but I believe the level playing field, in many ways of trying to describe its meaning, means the beginning of something better overall. Okay, and better in trade globally. It was coined by Trump, and it was laid down by Trump. Make no mistake, he was behind this whole thing, and probably still is to a great lesser extent of things, although I'm no expert on geopolitics. But you see that little green line that runs underneath the boundary? Look at my cursor. There's a green line there. Well, it was red all the way down here and all the way across here, and it's green here. Bearable Guy often does this in his pictures. So clever, such a fine detail thing. You have to have eyes to spot these things. But September, it's got, yellow or gold through its lines, and I've heard this over and over of people saying one of the things, May, September, shine like gold. Well, what happened in May? If you really understood that well, you'd understand what was happening in May. You don't have to put things in a riddle. The good thing about May is it was a buying opportunity. Okay, and Bearable Guy laid that out for you in his profile. If you have a look at, we'll have a look quickly at. We'll have a look at the minute freeze, just exactly show what this May thing was. Oh no, I don't want to search filters, do I? I want to search. I don't want to search Bitcoin. Oh, we'll go to another one. Hold on. Reverse 3, 2, 1. You should bring up our dear friend, or reversed accounts. Now, see when it says the bear looks up at the golden sun and blue skies, he thanks God for this opportunity for people worldwide to take advantage of this chance to buy XRP. May God bless you all. And that was to do with Lodestar 2, if you go and have a read of Lodestar 2. And the bear's looking up at the golden sun and blue skies, and he's telling you May. If we go back to May of this year, look, May, cheap, XRP. Okay, if you understood this thing rather than just put it in a silly riddle, you'd understand that it was laying out for you. May was the buying opportunity. September on the level playing field calendar, we'll just nip back to there. If I can believe me, I'll find it. Right, need more coffee this morning, don't I? But okay, look, let's bring that there for a second. Right, so May was a good buying opportunity, and if you see that May, there's a big bright sun on the calendar to do with May. Look, we don't need to leave this in riddles. This is what this channel is about. We're going to unwrap this bullshit, and we're going to lay it out for you so that you can understand it. If you're hiding behind riddles, you don't understand these things. But our job here on this channel is a little bit different. We're going to unravel and unpack everything. May with a big sun on it. Now, that could be described as May sun. But equally, the sun and golden sun and blue skies in the calendar, 2019, which we're presuming is 2023 with a 4-year, people call it delta, I think, whatever, lag. And September's golden. Now, why would September be golden? Well, it brings in the level playing field. We've talked about the level playing field before. Where have we seen, and a few of you would have seen these videos before, but it's important that I bring this back into people's consciousness now, because it's going to lay the foundations of what's to come over the next, certainly for quarter and 4 months, but I think for actually for the next 6 months plus. I'd say more than 6 months. We will see. But And I think, September, if we look at the equinoxes, we're just about to join the equinox seasons now. Okay, very, very powerful season where you've got also Venus becoming the morning star again, which is called Lucifer in some people's worlds. And also you've got in our part of the world, we're in a maritime area, you've got a lot of big tides occurring because of high solar and lunar activity. We have enormous tides here. We have 30, sometimes 37, 30, 40 foot tides here because of the electromagnetic energy of these two, the moon and the sun combining together. It's a great powerful force, and the ancients used to harvest. If we go back to the old calendar, they harvested in September and they planted in the spring. They were very powerful pagan times of year and Celtic times of year in our land of the world, and it's all to do with the calendar of planting. Forget the rest of the jargon. Okay, it's astrological, but it's astrological in the connection with the humans and growing. Okay, growth, death and rebirth. Anyway, we will move on. So September, the beginning of the level playing field, exciting times. We can see the meadow in the background there, and we can see gold in the calendar. And we don't know why the gold is there. We can stab a few guesses though. So let's just touch on the level playing field. We've seen it before. We've seen it with tweets I've brought up to show you with the Jackson Hole meetings. This was an early one in 2018 with Fed Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and Mark Carney, the Bank of England governor at the time. But we've seen more recently, we've seen Christine Lagarde at Jackson Hole with the G20 leaders straight on the back with the BRICS meetings that were going on, the Leaders Summit in the BRICS meetings in South Africa. So we knew that the level playing field was a focal point in these insiders clues. Okay, and we saw recently, we can only, if we want to go back to, we'll bring up another little Twitter banner here for 1 second, and we'll have a quick look at, see if Christine Lagarde, level playing field, Jackson Hole. We'll just do Jackson, let's go to Christine Lagarde, she's easier. Christine Lagarde. I might have butchered that, Madame Lagarde here. Now we can see on her timeline she is being in Jackson Hole. She's also the president of the ECB. And this is Jackson Hole meeting. Again, the Riddlers were, the insiders were telling us your focus should be on this Jackson Hole meeting, and here she is. Okay. She's talking to us.
There's a complete change in the labor market.
AI, that's about AI.
There's a complete change in the energy future that we are facing.
Oil to renewables.
And there is a complete shift in how geopolitical forces organize our economies. Not to mention in the background the climate change impact on our economies, our life, and the imperative that it becomes, as we have seen during the whole summer, for instance, in terms of major heat waves, major...
And these leaders, they're interesting. They're on the ball with things. Anyway, that's the level playing field backward behind them in the Jackson Hole. This is it here. So our attention was sent deliberately, by these characters who left us a lot of inside information. Sure, there was some sort of, coordinated time chronology to bring this together. So our attention is firmly placed on this level playing field. Lagarde showed it with the Jackson Hole Fed Reserve meetings, okay, and it's kind of like, look here, this is where. And so who else has shown us this kind of level playing field? Well, I told you before, the Ripple Riddler told you that a level playing field would begin things, and my attention's been on this for 3 or 4 years, and each year I've got it wrong, and I want to be totally humble and honest and transparent with you all. Each September that came, I thought that we were back in it. Clearly we weren't. However, this September feels slightly different, I must say. And we can go to the Ripple Riddler video, which I've just brought up here, and it just shows you the beginning. I just want to show you one clip. If you haven't seen this before, it's worth a watch. If you have seen it before, just bear with us. Right, we've got the balloon being held down by the old bankers, which is the SEC and the corrupt old legacy banking sector. And I believe this is before the level playing field. So this is in August. It's just a month past. So the balloon's been held down. The balloon signifies Ripple and its endeavours in the quest. And then there's a deal to be done. Right. So the balloon's held down. Look at the rope there, and you've got this new glove that represents the new money coming through in the old guard and the old banking fraternity. The new money coming through is Ripple and their allies, and they give them a little token gesture for some sort of deal. Now, we've always thought it was settlement. I don't know. It could be settlement. It could be some sort of deal haggled out, whatever. I don't know the legal jargon for these things. So there's some sort of deal that goes on. And this was done clearly just on the periphery of the level playing field. So if we're looking for kind of a point in time to bring these on, I keep pulling these behind the windows, it would be kind of September onwards, isn't it? Look. Okay. And now, once that deal's been done, quick move to shift to another background, and then it says all aboard. Get on the balloon if you want to, and that is like, let's go back to the chart. Let's just go. Oh, that's the Bitcoin chart. Let's just pull this to here. Let's okay. It's winding up this chart. It's coiling up into a compressed triangle. At some point, it's going to blow. I know that. You know that. All the really good TA analysts know that. We are winding this up, and honestly, listen to some amazing TA people like the crypto sniper Lawrence. He is an absolute bomb on this. Look at that beauty. That's accumulation moving right up there into this compressed triangle. And by no means am I any good at TA really, but even I can bloody see this. Anyway, we can see this is going to play out over the next maybe, you got September, October, November, maybe into December. You're getting close. It might go and test that, that part of the line there, the fib levels or the supports. And anyway, we can see that things are moving. Look at that. Okay, arms wide open. One arm to number 9, one arm to number 3 in the clock. You always got to look at what they're doing with their body languages. Now, there's got three sets of 2 risers on the balloon. 2023. I should have realised long before. And you've got the level playing field in the background, which, it's the same thing as this. Look, see, this is big. They're telling you they're getting ready to launch stuff in, between September, October, November. Now, that doesn't mean this is going to go in September by a long shot. Absolutely not. But it means get on and then bang, gone. Now, you can see that's the end of the level playing field in the background there. And if we look at the calendar again, the end of it's towards December. Now, November would be my best guess because the clever bear put these symbols on the calendar to do with, pirates. It's an X marks the spot. It's what pirates do on a treasure map, isn't it? X marks the spot. So it's a pirate X. All the other X's are normal. Okay. Yeah, very interesting. Each of these X's is a very different style, But anyway, there's a big X and big fat dark X in October, and you've got a green, a yellow and a golden September, and December there's no X, right? That's interesting thing. This because that's a real powerful point here. There's no X's on December, okay, which means that it on that scene there. Let's just scroll back. Look, there's the end of the level playing field. We can correlate that with December, okay, and there's no X's on there. X is like, I don't know what the X's mean actually. Be straight with you all. But the pirate X's are very significant, and there's no X's in September. So, let's see what's in store for us. Anyway, moving on from that, that calendar is a real beauty. But then we see this pop, and that is the level playing field. We can see the balloons off the ground. It's probably 20 feet off. I go back to the early Ross van der Meer texts where he said 2K by 2022, and I often think he meant 22 by 2024. Everything's kind of inverted with them. 2K, K is 11, 2 times 11 is 22, and this is me reaching. This is not my kind of interest really, but 2020 he put on there, which he meant by 2024. Going into December on this calendar would be the next month is January, which would take you into 2024, which would be about kind of right. $22 would be a lovely price, a little bit short of the $1,000 people have been promising you, I might add. But there we go. You take great care in who you listen to in this space. Honestly, the road is paved with beggars and liars. Anyhow, so we know the level playing field has been of great interest. And so what else can we look at? Well, Ripple, they're putting a party on September the 29th. Funny how it's in September, right? Okay. And I'd love to be able to go to this, and if I'm going to be working or what, but 29th of September in New York City, Ripple's hosting a party. I mean, and we're also seeing Brad. Can we pull that up briefly? Hold on. Let's go and have a look what Brad says. Brad Garling Mouse. Where are you? Garling House. I'm just kidding. Where are you, Mr. Brad? See how many fake spamming accounts there are for Brad there. So the point is, as promised, it's time to have that proper victory party. Now, you wouldn't really put something out that bold if you didn't think you were going to win. You know, and of course, XRP is a non-security in the secondary markets now. He's helped you all out and all of us with an amazing win there. But I mean, if you didn't think there was a settlement coming, let me rephrase that. The last few years have been quite the journey. Interesting choice of words. And I look forward to sharing celebratory toast on September 29th in NYC. And I'd love to get over for that. There's a few of us talking about it, but I'm not sure if I can get off work for it. Let me know if you're all going in the comments. I want to know. Anyway, it's time for that proper victory party. So, this is in September again. You know, interesting, isn't it? You know, you got all these stars aligning to do with that. So, what else have we got to go on? Well, we could have a look at the BG calendar, and we could see that this calendar comes from this scene first and foremost. They've got a smaller window that I can bring it up for you here, but it comes from the wider Christmas scene, and we've just chopped a bit of this out for you to all concentrate. And it's difficult to. There's so much going on in that scene. Sometimes hard to focus, isn't it? So, what have we got? Well, we've got a gavel next to September, so something occurs, right? And excuse me, hold on. Just a drink of tea. 17 minutes of talking in the morning does this to your voice. So September, yeah, it's going to be quite special. And this was the early calendar. He didn't show the full filled-in calendar here. Do you notice it's not got anything on it? But also, do you notice this red tag on Bitcoin and the gavel above it? Now, that could mean a spot ETF. I'm seeing a lot of media and noise around ETFs. I mean, this is one thing that's really, I wouldn't say got under my skin, but let's just have a look at that now, right? You've seen how much noise there is for this Bitcoin ETF. The media has been pumping this relentlessly. You know, there's been a pump in the Bitcoin chart. What happened? All spot Bitcoin ETFs being delayed, okay? And so what happens in these charts? Where are we? Okay. What just took a massive drop. Again, you've seen this big pump draw the retail in. Exuberant news on the Bitcoin chart. Sorry, we're on the weekly here, aren't we? So put this on the bloody eyes. It's too big a chart to have on the daily. But anyway, you get the drift. You know, this is just shorted out now. We're on the weekly candles here. So we're back down to exactly where we are. And, you know, I mean, there's another 45 days to wait now, isn't there? So all this energy being pumped into the markets by the media and their kind of very well coordinated and organised attempts to turn all your attention onto Bitcoin. Why? Why are they trying to put you into Bitcoin right now? What is the reason? Okay, the reason is XRP is likely to make some really big moves in the next few weeks, and they will do anything to keep you out. I promise you, they will do anything to keep you out of here. Okay, they're ramping up their operations in their media space and their machines to pull retail away from this asset because they know they can't stop it. Okay, ETFs delayed. Okay, and you know, time after time, you know, you've got the Bitcoin maxis like, yeah, you know, we're going to go to the moon and stuff. Great. I wish you all the best. I'll take a 33x with XRP and I'll walk all the way to the bank with that instead. Thank you very much. And you see, this is what happens. They sucked you in with the ETF, the futures, and then just dump on you. And do not think for 1 minute this game is not controlled by them. Like, they are in complete control of these charts. Okay, there is no doubt in my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a leg higher at some point. But my concern is not this one, sorry. My concern is this gavel, and it's sitting right above Bitcoin on this. And I know people are going to think, what the hell are you talking about? You're talking about a green stocking on a mantelpiece and a gavel above it. Well, these images have brought a lot to light over the past couple of years, and it may be nothing or it may be something. However, I'm going to keep my attention on it and have a look. So this gap between September and November is where my attention's at, and this is the Phoenix. Well, what's going on in this gap here? What is going to be laid down in this time where you've got the Phoenix being born, but obviously for the Phoenix to rise, something's got to burn, right? And you've got the jar of molasses up here, which is regulation. So, well, what's going on in the regulatory sphere? Well, I can tell you, you've had a big of a note the other day that tell you the G20 are set to crystallise global crypto regulation rules. We saw that with Bearable Guy's timeline. We'll just have a quick look at this. People trying to tell me to keep these videos shorter. You can see how difficult it is now with so many dots to connect. And bring things back and forth for you all. Back in August of this year, we saw this come into fruition. Within 12 hours it came in, August, and this is regulation molasses. Well, and then this article dropped, and this was August the 15th. G20 sets to crystallise global crypto regulations as Indo wraps up presidency. So they're going to meet. Well, when are they meeting? I can tell you now. Hold on. I thought I could tell you now. So we've got the G20 summit, which is occurring on the 9th and 10th of September. I'll go on to this then. If the G20 website's down, it's quite interesting. Oh, we don't even need this, Jesus. So the G20 summit is actually on the 9th and 10th of September. The 18th Head of State Government Summit of the Group of 20 will take place in September 2023 in New Delhi, India. Under the Indian presidency, the G2023 will focus on the theme on One Earth, One Family, One Future. Interesting interoperability. The theme affirms the value of human, animal, plant and microorganisms and their interconnectedness on planet Earth and the wider universe. Wow, that's getting deep. Imagine the G20 trying to do something good for the planet. Anyhow, wow, the G20 website's down. Oh no, it's not, because I'm probably running a VPN. Anyhow, so we've got the meetings going on with regulations. How interesting is that? So if we bring this back up, we can see that there's some sort of change going to be occurring in this window between September and October. Anyhow, other little things to of note. Yeah, this is my Twitter channel, guys. Come and give me a follow on here at Ripples and Wales. Please give the video also, while we're on the topic, a like. Drop a comment. Tell me what your thoughts are on this next level playing field. Do you see something that I don't see? Maybe you can unravel something that I don't see. I want to hand this over to you all. This is just me leaving a foundation layer for you all to then take this to the next level. The reason I did this channel was because I was so frustrated with the such poor quality of interpretation out there on these events. It forced my hand in order to really put this information out and leave it there as a cornerstone for you to build on and to grow further. I hope you guys can take it to the next level. Quickly touching on this, there's the Evernote snapshot occurring today. This is their only handle on Twitter, Evernote XRPL. There is a absolute effing scammer here who's got one, Evernote XRPLS, who's also bought his Twitter following, and they're trying to scam people. DS calling him out, David Schwartz. And so, yeah, that's. I mean, I haven't got really much more to push than that this morning. There's some really interesting things coming in time. If we're looking at the Bearable Guy timeline, and the only timeline, November also coincides with this image, November the 7th, with a big green surround and says first prize. Now I'll leave that in your court to see what you think about that, but if I was to be looking at BG's work, I certainly would be looking at that, and then you've got December coming up after that. So let's wrap it up at that. We're at 24 minutes long, so way too long as it is. I hope that's good. I hope it's helped you all. I hope it's introduced the level playing field and the idea of what's to come, hopefully. We don't know. This is all kind of speculation. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. We're just looking at riddlers, talking about future things potentially with funny hats on. Anyhow, I hope that's cool. Look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please drop a like and please drop a comment. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Be blessed.